transportation. So I guess you guys let me know if anyone who has not seen it, or just to kind of get the mood set, if we want to go ahead and take about 4 minutes to all take a look at the link. Does that sound?
Has everybody? Okay. Yep, we can do that.
Yep. Okay, perfect. So, well, let's just go ahead and start here. And if she hasn't told you a little bit about me, my name is Kimberly, and there is a little bit of a typo on the advertisement that went out via social media. I'm no longer with Russia. I'm actually transitioning into starting my own company. So I have been working in a contract capacity with multiple vendors, basically doing what I do, which is negotiations and event management and operations, but more on a global scale for multiple companies. And the name of my company is Shadows at the end, so you'll be able to reach me if needed. But I did want to kind of have it lead with the video because I think it kind of speaks for itself, and then we can tap out. So if everybody has the link, if they want to pull it up. And we'll give it about 4 minutes. Everyone can just view. And you can put your phone on mute, so there's no... So if everyone goes to the first slide, there is a reason outside of it just being a, musically driven, exciting, wake me up at 7 p.m., 6 p.m. Central Time video, and to get everybody, engaged. It was really meant to kind of overwhelm you with a lot of information about transportation. Because one of the core challenges in event management is that we're thinking about a lot of different pieces to the puzzle that we're in charge of putting together to create a creative picture for our guests. But we have to step outside of ourselves and sometimes step outside of our role and look at it from the view of the guest, the person who doesn't have the information, or the person who doesn't know the timings or what you've been discussing with your client, or what you're trying to execute for the theme of the event. They are the person that just received an invite and says, you need to come to this place at this time. And this is what they see. They see all the different options. Am I going to fly? Am I going to drive? Are we going to Uber? Are we going to taxi? Do I take the subway? So it's really up to us to kind of guide them through this part of the conversation so that there is no opportunity for them to get lost. Because if they get lost, they don't show up. And if they don't show up, our event is not a success. So, start with the first slide. And the slides were a little bit more interactive. Again, technical difficulties. It's just showing up as a slide, but honestly, it was a lot more fun. So we start with the first slide, which is the theme of the conversation today, is events and transportation and how it can make or break your event. Going to the next slide. So the slope between failure and success in events, we all know, is pretty thin and very slippery. Everything could seem to be going according to plan. Everything could be falling into place. But then in that one slight hiccup can basically be a cataclysmic event. The ball starts rolling, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger if we don't stop it. So we understand this from a vendor standpoint. We know that as planners, you have so much going on. Pat, the next slide. There's so many different balls in the air, so many different pieces, again, to your puzzle that you're responsible for putting together. You have your vendor relationships, pricing, manifest, which is the registration, the staffing, who's going to staff your event, venue management, access, who you have access and credentials to where you need to go, entertainment, and we're not even going to talk about logistics. So we understand that it's overwhelming and there's so many pieces that you get bogged down with. But surprisingly, there's one piece that's always missing. Does anybody know what that is? Next slide. What did you get?
Transportation.
Yes. want a free trip.
Okay, can I go to Paris?
we will talk after this call. So again, transportation, surprisingly, is one of the last parts of the conversation in events. People who are accustomed to it and have been in that hiccup before where they make this fabulous event and they put everything together and they seal up all of their, dot all their I's and cross all of their T's, but then they get a week out and realize, well, wait a minute, how are we going to get there? How are we going to get them from the hotel, and that's the next slide, from the hotel, from the airport to the venue? If they want to go sightseeing, how are we going to move all of these people throughout the course of the period that we are hosting them? So all of those things are an important factor. And if not paid attention to meticulously, they can really impact your event in a negative way. So the next slide is, how accessible is your event? That's a core question that we recommend should be asked at the very beginning of your planning conversation. So when you sit down with your team and you come up with the idea for the event and you say, okay, well, this is what we want to do and this is what the client wants to do and we want it to be this amazing experience. During that conversation is when you need to answer the question, how accessible is your event? Because as you know, you can have a wonderful idea that could take place at the top of the mountain, but if no one...
Lost it. Okay. Try again. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. Actually, I think that was probably meant to be, because if you listen to the first thing that they said on that recording was directions on how to get to their property. So as I was stating before it came on, that should be part of the first planning conversation that you have.